long way to go.
Right down on the top, nearly with it.
Good lad.
Tony Borg issuing the instructions. Good first round. That's exactly what they would have wanted in the challenger's corner.
Yep, a lot of impressive-looking punches from Buckland. Pretty much all of the punches that you remember came from him. Thumping right hands over the top. The body shots were good, uppercuts in close. There you see one there. Excellent opening round for the challenger.
But they won't be too concerned in the Sykes corner. They think, in fact, they said they won't be at all surprised if their man is behind at the halfway point. But they feel that the longer it'll go on, the more Buckland will become one-dimensional, and that their man's superior boxing skills will take over.
Well, they do accept that Sykes is a slow starter. You can start slowly, but you don't want to be taking punches in the early rounds. You know, if you're out of range, making the other guy miss, starting slowly is okay. I thought he took too many shots in the opener.
Accurate puncher, isn't he, Buckland?
And you have to say it is Buckland's kind of fight, although having said that, Sykes has been in some terrific tear-ups as well.
A little uppercut again there, Sykes, as he stepped in. Nice left to the body. Sykes always likes to get his opponent in front of him. That's where he throws his punches. Not an awful lot of finesse from the man from the valleys. Just gets in, gets where he wants to be, and starts to unload. And takes a terrific punch as well. It took John Murray, who's a big lightweight, it took him forever to get rid of him.
It's getting smudged, that's the thing. It's got a bit of Vaseline on it. Can you see that?
A little bit of missing in this round from both men. So a little bit more thought to defence, but still a fair old pace.
I think it's one of the wet wipes, but I think he's got grease on it from the Vaseline. Once you've got that on, try to get it off.
Making him miss. Buckland threw a couple of big uns. Sykes saw them both. Moved out the way. Nice left to the body there from Sykes. That got the fans into it.
Just a little reminder there just how tough and gritty Gary Sykes is. He can be in this kind of battle. He's been in a few, never been found wanting. So I think he'll be growing in confidence now. This is tough action, real hard work. He's hanging on in there, coping with it well. Good burst of punches from him.
This is a guy who owns a decision over Anthony Crolla. Another full-blown lightweight British champion. So Sykes can mix in company. That was nice from Buckland. Drew him in, punished him with a right hand to the midsection.
Yeah, and just the last half minute, Sykes has lost that accuracy we were seeing from him. Buckland maybe found a few answers.
There are big, solid shots going in this British super featherweight title fight.
Punching.
A couple of really good trainers, unsung trainers in many ways going to work here. Tony Borg with Gary Buckland, who masterminded that terrific win last week for Lee Selby, as we look at the stats so far. And Julian McGowan is a real student of the game, really breaks down film of opponents and really studies tendencies, strengths, weaknesses, and things that his man can exploit. They both come into this one with a game plan. Let's see which one of them can prevail. Nice right to the body, and that's one of the strategies from Gary Sykes' team. They say they want to get him moving to the right-hand side because they think Buckland is vulnerable to right hands to the body.
He is good with short punches up close, though. Buckland jab, turn to the hook. Nice little right hand from him. I still feel this type of fight suits him. Putting full power into every shot, Buckland, I don't know if that's a good idea in this kind of fight. You know it's going to be tough. Pacing is going to be equally important here. It's keeping your game plan in order.
Nice inside work from Sykes. Nothing like the power but it's scoring punches, and that's what counts. And this is the strategy for Sykes. They do believe, oh, good uppercut from Buckland. Strategy can go out the window when you land a shot like that. See, Sykes backing up.
Sykes is at his most vulnerable when he's throwing his own punches. His head comes up a little bit, he leaves himself that bit open, and Buckland is so quick with the counter. Another close round, but Buckland, I think, having the better of things so far. Oh, good stuff from Sykes. You just have to wonder that the power that Buckland is throwing into every punch over the 12 rounds in this heat. You wonder, is he going to run out of steam?
Well, that's certainly what they are thinking in the Sykes camp. Another good shot from Buckland, because he does load up with everything. And these are painful punches that Buckland is landing, and he's switching the point of attack and getting a nice left hook and then a right hand, and that's good punches that Sykes is fielding and standing up to here, but he doesn't want to take too many of these.
I think that was the right hand that knocked him out in the previous fight. But that's the difference when you've won to the task. The adrenaline's flowing. That was a beautiful right hand from Buckland. Some hurtful punches from him in this round.
But the better work still coming from Buckland. He is loading up, but he's getting through, and he's putting rounds in the bank. That's better from Sykes. He's got to start showing a bit of flash here, Sykes. Start putting his punches together.
Next little bust again from Buckland, finishing on the left hook. We reckon this would be a tremendous battle, and it is.
Yeah, really warming up nicely, this one.
You're going too early.
We knew he'd push 3 to 6. Yes, you are. You're in the pocket. Listen.
You're throwing 9 jabs.
Round 3 to 6, we knew he'd push. Make him miss. Make him miss.
Now some really impressive punching from Buckland that round, putting punches together well. A couple of good responses from Sykes, but I thought it was Buckland's round.
Interesting listening in the corner there, though, from Gary Sykes. And Julian McGowan was really laying down the law as to what the strategy and the technique was to land those right hands and then get out of town. And Sykes insisting that that's what he's doing. And McGowan saying, no, you're not. And now left hand lands from Buckland.
And Buckland's keeping his defences together well also. Can't always say the same thing for Sykes.
It's all very well for the Sykes camp to say, well, we'll be behind after 6 and then come on strong. You don't want to be a mile behind. You might not have enough rounds to pull it back.
There's the left hook. I mean, he's offering far too much target. He's too easy to hit with clean punches, Sykes. We'll have to remember, I mean, Buckland doesn't suddenly become a huge knockout artist because of the previous fight between them. He doesn't have an awful high knockout ratio. And now that Sykes has warmed to the task here, we'll have to remember he is a tough guy. So I wonder, Buckland definitely going for the knockout in every round. Is this a mistake?
They're still loading up. Buckland has gone the distance his last 2 fights. It's really interesting, this one. These two trying to establish their own game plan.
A good jabbing there from Buckland, just nice little feint before he did that. I wonder if Sykes is just leaving himself in second gear for the first half of this fight, if that's the plan. He's cornered, they were telling him not to go too quickly here. But as you say, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Being behind, it's only 12 rounds these days, it's not the old 15-round championship distance. Better response here from Sykes.
And now Buckland starts to turn up the heat. Good right hand gets through. Buckland's landed a lot of decent shots. Sykes has stood up to everything and not really wobbled yet.
Buckland has answered everything that Sykes has come up with in this round. Still looking the stronger at this stage as we expected.
Missing badly there, but Sykes unable to capitalise. It was Buckland straight back on him.
Yeah, nice little reaction there from Buckland. He knew he had committed himself and he got out of it well.